Hi everyone, hope you had a great week so far. This week we're doing Frida Kahlo part 3. I said we're gonna go through a lot of her art and go through them. Today I would like to go over her artwork. The previous one that we did, the Henry Ford Hospital 1932. And the reason for that is because there's more information on it, but it covers a whole lot of artwork that she did back before she was famous. And one of them is Henry Ford. And I wanted to explain more of it because it said it was an X42. I hope I am pronouncing that right. What is the meaning of an X42? It's an offering given in order of a vow, in fulfillment of a vow. An X42 is an offering to a saint or a deity given in fulfillment of a vow or gratitude or devotion. It's a thank you. The term is usually restricted to Christian examples. So it's, from what I understand, it's like something happens to you and you survived, for example, a car accident, like Frida Kahlo survived a bus accident, and then you would draw or paint a picture in gratitude of surviving it. Or I see it more as a prayer. So it's a prayer, it's a thank you, it's a thank you and paying homage to deity and saint. And I really wanted to go through that because that's what it was. That's what that painting was. And her and her husband had a lot of these in their collection, part of their collection. Now that we brushed that off, now we're moving to the other painting. This one is a self-portrait in a velvet dress, 1926 by Frida Kahlo. I'm not sure about the year, it keeps jumping, but I think that's the proper year, but correct me if I'm wrong. This painting, self-portrait in a velvet dress, is one of Frida Kahlo's early portraits. This portrait implied of emotion tension. So she painted this for a lover. Her and this lover were not doing so well, and he didn't like that she was liberal and open-minded and ahead of her time. And yeah, we're not gonna blame him because that's how he was raised, and that's how society was. So most of the people would probably like him. But you know, like when you meet that person and you lose all common sense, and I think I'm not sure about the story between them. I'm just going to imagine that he wanted to change her and she wouldn't do or behave the way he wanted her to or expected her to. So I'm going to check it out to that. And it says here, she started working on the painting during the late summer of 1926 when her relationship with, I hope I'm pronouncing it right again, Alejandro, turned sour. And she's thinking she's too liberal. Like I said, he thought she was too liberal, and she was ahead of her time for the time that she was in. She wrote the letter to him promising that she would be a better person, deserving of him. You know what I mean when I say when we fall in love with the wrong person or the person that won't accept us for that part that we are, that we can't really change. But because it's just so good, you will say what you need to say to get them back. I'm assuming that was the situation here. And but it was a forbidden love and a very sad love, because I think when she painted this and then he moved, from what I read, he moved and his family didn't want them to talk to each other anymore. They thought that she was bad for him or bad influence somewhere along those lines. Hold on. And she wrote a letter that went with that portrait. September of 1926, she wrote the letter saying, "Within a few days, the portrait will be in your house. Forgive me for sending it without a frame. I implore you to put it in a low place where you can see it as if you were looking at me." Implore you, yes. So, yeah, like any love with its challenges, young love. Oh well, yeah. Young love, beautiful and with its own drama. I'm sure most of us have stories like that. The stories that when you look back as an adult, you're like, what on earth was I thinking? What on earth? You know, those stories that you just like wonder, what were you thinking? Okay, there's another one. It's a self-portrait, Time Flies. And in this self-portrait, like I said, Frida Kahlo created this self-portrait when she was married to Diego Rivera. This painting was in New York. Well, it's sold in New York. The record makes Kahlo the highest-selling Latin American artist in history. Wow. You must be proud of her. Just looking through my notes. So yeah, that was that. That was a short piece, but that was it. The next one is a self-portrait dedicated to Leon. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this name right. Trotsky. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. 1937 by Frida Kahlo. This painting is sometimes referred to as Between the Curtain. It is a self-portrait that Frida painted as a gift to Leon Trotsky on his birthday. The paper she is holding dedicates the portrait to Leon. And it says, I'm reading it, "To Leon Trotsky, with all my love, I dedicate this painting on the 7th of November, 1937. Frida Kahlo in St. Angel, Mexico." And the affair ended. You know, I love how she has all these love stories. So interesting. It's so interesting. It really blows my mind how amazing her life was. Really. After the relationship ended in July, Frida painted the self-portrait and gave it to Trotsky, who hung it on the wall in his study. When he moved, he left it. When he changed house, he left it. And he left it because his wife told him to. Gonna leave it at that. Anyway, thank you for being part of this session or this little time with me. Thank you for giving me and listening to this with me and learning this with me. It's very interesting, very spicy. Like I said, I want to get into the nitty-gritty of these artists because I feel like there's more to them than their artwork, and I feel like that little piece of them that we don't know actually pours into the art and makes it more. It makes you appreciate it more. Like, I feel like Frida had a confidence that I wish I had. Like, she had a confidence, she had guts. As much as she had her problems, she lived life to a certain extent very fearlessly. And I love that. I love that about her. And that's one thing I would love to take from her life story, is to live life like that. Enjoy it despite your circumstances.